My workplace is a fucking joke. We got the mic close to us today, it's right here. But I'm not gonna be talking loud because I'm just very annoyed about what's been going on the last few days at work. So Wednesday, after I was done playing the game, I went upstairs to brush my teeth, and then I started freezing immediately. Which I don't ever get cold like that. Not only was I freezing, but I was shivering, teeth clattering. That's the right word. I tried to lay in bed with two blankets on. I would just get hot and cold, hot and cold. So that only means one thing. I was sick. It got bad. I don't think I've ever gotten this bad before. I've gotten sick in the past where I was cold, having cold sweats, and they weren't as bad as this though. I was shaking for like an hour before I could end up falling asleep, and I couldn't stay falling asleep. I kept waking up, freezing, having to roll over, feeling uncomfortable. It didn't help too that I went to the gym to work on my whole upper body. Sorry, my whole upper body after not going for like 2 months. And so everything was sore, and I feel like the sickness also made me feel weaker. So everything felt more sore than what it was. So I wasn't very comfortable while I was sleeping. So I didn't really get any sleep that night. Then I had to go to work the next day. I went upstairs, took my temperature to see if I was actually sick. I was like 100.5, so I was barely sick. I got home the next day, took my temperature again. I was like 101.6. And I went to work trying to go home because I was tired. I couldn't breathe. Nope, I could breathe. I couldn't work very well because I was weak from everything. And I was just like hot and cold all day. So I told my boss about it. I was going to tell my business manager, one of the higher ups, his boss, pretty much. But he wasn't there today, which was very upsetting because he would actually help me get out and let me go home. But my boss is all right with everything, so I told him about it. He said he'll see what we can do, and it worked out perfectly. Well, I'm gonna put three people in this scenario. One of them is me. Another one is one of the ARs we have, and then another temp. So there were three jobs that were open because they weren't here. I was on one of the harder jobs, or one of the more busy jobs. The AR was on one of my buddy's jobs that was coming in late, which I was like, okay, that's fine. I can probably go home after he comes in. The temp was in one of the kit sale jobs, which the kit sale jobs are very nice because they are not on the line and they are basically just storing parts and shipping them off to where they need to go, pretty much. That's not really their job, but you know what I mean. They just store the parts. My boss ended up moving me to my buddy's job. He ended up moving the temp from the kit cell to the job I was on, and then moved the AR to the kit cell instead. We didn't have a team leader this entire time either, so it made the day even worse. But I thought that was gonna be the game plan. That's how it was gonna go. That once my buddy comes in, because he was coming in late, that I would able to actually go home. I'm assuming what happened was the temp that was on the job that I was on kept stopping the line because he couldn't keep up. So he ended up putting me on that job after my buddy came in and put the temp and the AR in the kit cell. So we didn't even have a team leader, even though they could have done something, I'm pretty sure, to work out the temp, either training with someone else in that kit cell or even being by himself, because that kit cell isn't hard. I haven't done it, but it doesn't seem hard. But it was just annoying because after my buddy came in, I had to be on the job, so I pretty much couldn't go home. Now, what I could have done was actually go to medical, but there wasn't many people here that day, which so I didn't know who he could have had on that job at the time, which realistically shouldn't be my problem to begin with. If I need to go to medical, then I need to go to medical. It doesn't matter who's on the job or what. It's only gonna be for like 30 minutes, but maybe even longer if medical ends up sending me home, which they probably would have with the way I was feeling. But also in my head was money hungry because we work this Saturday, and with me being a full-time temp, I can start working Saturdays for overtime because I will be 58 to 59 hours that day. So I was kind of like, I don't want to go home because of that reason, but I'm also feeling like absolute dog shit, so I do want to go home. I was very aggravated with my boss at the time because it looked like I could have gone home, but I fucking couldn't for some dumb fuck reason. Maybe because the temp kept stopping the line, but you want to know who else kept stopping the line because they couldn't do their job 100% of the time? You're looking at them. It was just very aggravating. The next day, Thursday, wasn't any better. I was feeling somewhat better, but I called my boss and asked him where I was going, and he at first put me on sunroof, which sunroof would have been perfect for that day because there's not much to do. There's not much, like, I guess, manual labor to do. So that's where he told me I was going, and then he called me back, and I knew immediately that that's not where I was going anymore. Then he ends up putting me on a job that I haven't been on in a long time. My headphones just turned off. I hate this. After I came home from work Wednesday, I went straight to bed, which is not usually what I do. I usually play the game for a while with the boys, stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I go to bed. But I went to bed right away around like 12:30 to 1, and that's immediately how you knew something's fucking wild. Or I just didn't want to get on the game. I've done that a few times too. This week has just been kind of wild for me. It's currently, I guess, Saturday morning, 12, almost 1 in the morning. I'm about to get on the game with the boys, doing the Easter egg. But I've just had an annoying week, and this is one of the reasons why I wish I didn't know all the jobs on the line, because if I didn't know that door job, then I definitely would have been on sunroof, and our AR would have been on that door job or someone else. If I didn't know that job, then they would have been screwed. Well, not really. They would have just put the AR on that job. But it's still annoying how I'm not feeling all too good. So you make me do this like harder shit, which even Wednesday, if you couldn't send me home, you could have at least put me in the kit cell job where I'm just stacking parts all day. I'm not even on the line, so I'm not feeling as rushed. So I can take more of my time in a way. Fucking, that place is just great. Top tier place. I love working there. Also, another reason besides just me learning all the jobs is seniority. Once I'm seniority, I'll actually be able to call in, because as a temp right now, if you call in, you're getting written up unless you have some crazy excuse like you're in the hospital. Or I feel like me with my scenario, and if I wouldn't have called in, I would have called work center, which puts it directly towards like our union sort of deal. I maybe could have gotten written up, but I didn't like fully call in like that. I don't know. It's all very confusion, but it's days like this where I wish I could actually call in. Or even if I didn't have any more call-in days as seniority, I would have anyway, because at the temp, it's like 2 or 3 strikes and you're out, maybe 4 or 5, depending on who your boss is and how they feel about you and what you did to get written up those times, versus seniority, how you got like 7 steps before you actually get terminated. It's a bunch of bullshit. Also, because of the sickness, it's been fucking with my stomach a little bit. So I haven't been eating proper the last few days. I've ate probably less than 2,000 calories within the last 4 days, which I know is not good for you. And I love to eat, as you can see. But every time I would go to eat, I always felt full and my stomach would be hurting, or sometimes I would try to eat something and I just get this feeling that I don't want to chew this thing anymore or eat it anymore. I haven't been getting hungry all that much. I've gotten hungry a few times, and obviously if I'm hungry, I'm gonna be angry and cranky and all that shit, so I'm gonna want to eat, and it's just uncomfortable being hungry all the time. But I haven't been hungry like that, so I guess that's a good thing. Maybe it's not a good thing at all. What am I talking about? I'm feeling better. I just don't want to be yelling like that, which I probably should because my throat's starting to hurt. Pause on that. And I'm also annoyed because I was gonna upload a video this week. I haven't had the energy to actually get on. I don't even want to be on today. I'll be real. But I told them I'd play. I'm feeling a little better. I think actually talking with them, laughing and shit like that, it will make me feel a little better. So there's that as well. Hopefully I don't have to go through this bullshit again. That's my workplace for you. Don't forget to smile and have a great day. I'll see you guys later.